So the CN 5th anniversary livestream had passed a long while ago, and some people are not happy with it. It's not about the quality of the livestream, because CN livestreams always deliver, but rather, there are certain things featured in the livestream that people weren't happy about. And it's not the CN community causing a huge uproar like the Chen Outer incident, it's even the global players being affected by certain things that they saw. So I thought I'd use this video to discuss what they are, and of course, this video will have spoilers, so you have been warned. If not, let's talk about it. Let me start off by mentioning my favorite parts of the live stream. I'm not gonna give you like a full breakdown of all the things that happen. I saved that for when it happens to global later on. But favorite parts of my live stream: challenge mode penalty decrease from the half sanity down to -1, a fantastic change. Friends limit increase all the way up to 100, and a ton of collaborations being mentioned, with shocking ones like Sunreal, which I didn't see that coming at all. There's not going to be Sunreal characters, it's going to be like a Sunreal team event, some special team skin as well, and then there is the Delicious in Dungeon, an anime collaboration, probably for the first time in Arknights, which was a huge surprise because the entire teaser when I saw it didn't kind of hint that it was going to be dead until the very end where you suddenly get slapped with the oh my goodness, an anime is actually entering AK. I kind of wish it was Freyren, by the way, but whatever it is, Delicious in Dungeon, pretty cool. I'll start the anime to see what is it about. And the best part, the only thing that really got me screaming. I know people are hyped about things like free monthly card, all the cool units. Of course, I love logos, but the one that really got me screaming, Millie! Oh, that's a big gift for me! Yes! 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 Because I've been a big fan of Millie for a long time. Probably because I started playing demo when I was young, and Millie was one of the first few composers I was exposed to, and to see her finally come into Arknights, it's like a big dream come true. I hope there's more music from her, but I won't be surprised if this is like the only one we see for a long while. So, those are all my favorite things. Now let's get to serious talking. Do I like the new skins of Taunts? You don't know what I would want to do to that Taunts. Oh, and by the way, I think Destiny collab is dead. Anyways, first topic, W Outer. We've seen so many Outers that have been released in Arknights, but for some reason, this is one of the first few ones that I see really rile up the entire community. So the main negative sentiment that I see from some of the places that I've read is people stating that Hypergryph looks like they are milking their players. For the fact that they released such a significant character having an Outer, it looks to some people like it's a desperate attempt to get money from the players or to pull people back, that kind of thing. Like all sorts of theories of why W Outer, and no one really saying, well, she is a story significant character, and to be fair, if you read the story, they've been hinting that W could have even more to what she is. Well, let me give you my opinions towards it, where the idea of this being a company abusing their players or trying to get a lot of money off their players, the thing is, how is that different from any other company, or if to be more specific, gacha games? Like, some people might be saying, oh, I mean, look at other games, they don't release as much Outers over there and they are always releasing original stuff. But sometimes releasing all these people is people who are very significant to the story as well. So I can see why people would think that W Outer has a different sting to it, just because it feels like you're reusing an old unit to make back like old bucks. But that's not unique again to Arknights. We've seen that in other games as well, like Fate Grand Order, and even Tanheng Outer, right, is a thing in Honkai Star Rail. Gacha games have been doing that for a while, and with people stating that they are angry, they want to leave the game because W Outer is released, it feels like as if the pressure for them to not play the game is because they feel like they will lose out if they don't pull that specific unit. But the long time thing about Arknights is that you don't need to own specific units in your account. You can live without W Outer. We are still running a 12-man squad today in the game, and as much as they are always releasing cool new kits, fun characters, possibly new metas as well, the new metas won't largely affect the people that you already own. They don't necessarily demote people like as if you can't use an Ayer, a Silver Ash, a Kyobi anymore. all units can still be fantastically used as long as you understand what they do. And even if you don't get a certain character on the banner, if your enjoyment of the game is tied to the characters, then it is, of course, respectably the way that you play, but at the same time, it does question the value that you have towards the game, where do you really enjoy Arknights for its gameplay, or are you just being a collectionist and that's why something like W Outer being released will bother you? Well, the big benefit of W Outer being released as well, by the way, is that this is the first time that they introduce a feature of doing 300 pulls, giving you a guaranteed copy of the limited unit. It's never happened in other banners before, and some of you might be saying, what do you mean it doesn't happen? Because we've always heard 300 pulls means a unit. But the way to do that is that you exchange the 300 tokens to redeem the unit. But for the first time in this 5th anniversary banner, they are allowing you to pull 300, and at the 300th pull, they will give you a guaranteed W Outer, no matter if you've got it before. So this is like a free copy for clocking all the way up to 10. And then that 300 tokens that you saved up all the way, you can use that to purchase a different limited unit. I don't know if this feature will exist in future limited banners because it is a very generous thing to do compared to past attempts, of course. It would be lovely, but I can definitely see this being just an anniversary feature from here on. But otherwise, I'm not buying into the people who's upset about W Outer just because, yeah, I don't like Outers as well. You know, I'm also not someone who's very supportive of all these kind of Outer things because I like original characters being featured in the game. But, oh well, that's just how Arknights is, and I'm still gonna love the game for that. Okay, second thing to talk about, Spark, which is a term that you've already heard. It's about using the 300 pools to buy limited units. From here on, there is finally a change to the limited banner system. Not exactly the way that you get the new units, but how you get the old ones, which some of you might still not have. So this is how it works. When a limited unit is 4 years old in the game, from that point, the spark counter that you need, or the number of tokens you need to redeem them, goes from 300 to 200. Which is a big change, and it finally helps people to get things that they still don't own, like W, Rosmontes, Nien, and in the future, all the other limited units. Now, this is where the community gets pretty upset about this. Two ways of anger. Number one, people now being really disappointed that it means that the future of limited banners will probably all mean new limited equals to 300 if you don't get them. Which I find this sentiment a little odd just because unless you're chasing for potentials, in order to really need the 300 pools to get your limited unit, you've got to be unlucky, which I know some of you watching this video have been there. You have needed 300 pools to get certain limited units. But for a lot of us, we're getting it somewhere between 50 to 150, if not 200 on average, which is a doable number, especially doable if you have monthly card, and if you're a free-to-play person, you might end up skipping banners in order to save to this point. But even so, some of you will try your luck and you're getting your limited units in 10 pools, 20 pools, free pools are doing all the good stuff for you. So the whole idea of 300 is really expensive is that 300 is an emergency thing. It's if you are extremely unlucky that you need to use it to purchase. Some of you might also be thinking, well, it's not about that limited unit as well. I joined the game late. So 300 pools for all units is still pretty pricey. So that's the second point of anger. That is, 300 pools is expensive for some, and 200 pools is still too expensive to some people. That's right, some people are still saying that 200 pools is very high, and it should be even lower to 120, like the R6S banner, or lower it to 100, where people can easily get the limited units. So this is where I need to get these players to understand something about company and games and stuff. That is, you want to lower it down to improve your chances at gacha, so that you can skip all the pain of gacha and use up your currency that you hard earned and saved, and you can pull more on other banners. But then that comes to the point of, at a certain number, you are making it such that every single player will easily be able to get the limited unit, such that the limited unit is, number one, not as special anymore, and number two, you're telling your spenders to not spend anymore, because the free pools are gonna do so much justice. Literally every single limited event gives you 50 free pools, right? With the OP and the hit hunting permits. And if you save up all your Annihilation, all your past event rewards, you're gonna so easily clock up 150 to 200 already, even by skipping 3 to 4 months worth of banners. And that's kind of like saying, oh, if I wanted to lower it down to 150, then you are now shortening the saving workload to 1.5 months or even 2 months of the game in order to get all the way to that point, which is pretty insane. At this point, I don't need to buy a monthly card anymore. What's the point? I can just rely on all the free goodies that Hypergryph keeps giving. So I feel like these players are not quite understanding that the 200 pools is already such a generous move. In fact, I was already proposing this as probably one of the sweet points that they could be reaching in order to improve some of the old limited units. I do think maybe it can go a little bit lower, like 180. I think that's the sweetest point. But if it goes any lower than that, I feel for the company. I don't think they're going to be earning all that much. And it's even worse for the fact that, yeah, JP always top the sales, number one. CN always top the sales, number one. Global is never in the picture. And it's funny to see that global players are kind of the large part of the people who's complaining that 200 is still not good enough. Now, there is also one more way to see of this. That is, if you want to lower this 200 to 150, for example, at a certain point, this number becomes very close or the same as using 180 yellow certificates. And when you do that, that kind of devalues the idea of a limited unit, right? I know limited is a very exclusive and annoying term at times, but still, some players do play gacha games with the love of exclusivity, of special things that they own and they feel like less of other people own. So therefore, I think this whole 200 pools thing, kind of a null argument. I don't think it's something that people should be upset about. It's something that we finally have been waiting for and it exists in the game. Let me tell you what we can be upset about. The final matter to talk, which is Theresa. So, Theresa is dead. At least from my vague understanding of the story. Like, I don't have the time to read every single thing in the game, but I kind of understand that Theresa is not alive, basically. And with her being released in the game, it basically means she's suddenly resurrected. And a lot of people are already coming out with theories and even expressing anger, like, why would you do that? If you can do that to Theresa, you can do that to Frost Nova as well. At this point, what I would want to put forth is let Hypergryph cook, because we know that they know how to write their stories and they're about to do one of the toughest decisions in the game to bring back a dead character into life. But the thing is that the storyline of Babel and the storyline of Chapter 14 that we're about to witness, these aren't like things that were made in the past 6 months or 1 year. This particular storyline was even released in the concept trailer before Arknights even existed. They've been baking this very story up for more than 5 years, in fact. And this is supposedly one of the highlight creations that Hypergryph is going to go for. Now, one of the funny things is that I foresee that a lot of people will have been angry because there were discussions like, oh, Theresa is going to exist, so does that mean she's going to be a limited character? And then I heard Logos was coming out. I heard there's W Outer. So what, 2 limited? I was shocked when I saw that Theresa was a welfare unit. She is free. Free! Everyone will own her in their account just by simply playing Chapter 14. Which I cannot predict that being the choice that Hypergryph makes. Because, again, this might be the pinnacle of story important characters in the game that they could milk into as a banner. But they chose not to. And I also think it's a good and safe move, because by making her a free unit, you kind of make people a little bit more comfortable that she exists now in the game. Like, if she was a banner, it would be annoying to people. Like, there's a double whammy. Shit, dead character is alive again. Why the heck did that happen? And 2, you want me to now buy this character in my OP, with my random? Why would you make me do that? I'm out of the game. But bro, she's in your account. So I'm gonna go back to the same advice. We don't have chapter 14 yet. It's about to be released right after I'm done with this video. You're gonna see all the lore bomb drop on Facebook, Reddit, and Discord. Go ahead and join the discussions there. I'm just gonna see it when it comes to global. But short answer, let Hypergryph cook. Alright? I'm with you guys on this, that I'm very uncomfortable by this decision, but I'm just gonna trust them, that they know what they're doing, and with that, we shall see how it plays out. Otherwise, those are all the things that I've discussed in the video. I hope it quells some of your feelings. I know some of you are boiling with anger, disappointment, and everything. But let's get through this all together. If you guys have other thoughts to whatever I discussed or want me to mention more than this video, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope it was a fun video for you to watch, and see you in the next one. I'm going to Indonesia, by the way. See you at Anime Festival Asia, Indonesia. Bye-bye.